And welcome back to the Pink Sofa Hour. I am joined this week by Shad Bohnen. Welcome, Shad. Thank you for being here. I am your host, Pedro, and we are going to be chatting about all kinds of fun things, including open mic, big fish with giant mouths, little fish with giant mouths, and just basically yeehaw. The theme of the episode today is yeehaw. So tell me, Shad, where are you from?
Down the street.
You grew up here in Boulder.
East Boulder, yeah.
That is really cool, actually. Boulder has grown on me a lot, having lived in Miami for as long as I did. It's a very different kind of town. What is your experience of being here and getting to know this city from the inside out like that?
It's weird to walk the streets now.
Crashing down around me like a wave. Try and swim.
But I go down the street and I have a good memory of that one.
Consume, it's what we do.
Look back on it and look where I am now. It's kind of interesting to be in the same spot.
Consume, we don't have to.
Yeah, that's gotta be. Oh.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks, Daylong.
Thank you.
That's fair. Well, let me just start over then. Hello, welcome to the Pink Sofa Hour, and I'm your host Pedro. I'm joined today by Shad Bohnen.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are alive, and some of those things happen when you are alive, and we have both had very, very long evenings, so we're barely holding it together
Foster
today.
knows, he was there.
Nice.
Fish guy.
We'll definitely be getting into that at some point.
Oh, sounds good.
But growing up in Boulder, that was the first start to the conversation, and having so many memories here, feeling like it's almost a very different town at this point, right? What's been your favorite thing about Boulder?
The favorite thing? I don't know, that it's had me around this whole time. Gotta be somewhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, it helps to have a place that's welcoming, you know?
Yeah.
And some places, I think, are a little bit less friendly as far as towns go. I'd say Boulder's pretty high up there in regards to how friendly people are here. And I might be biased having come from an East Coast town.
Yeah, maybe.
Miami, but you guys have it pretty good here. You guys have it pretty good
I
here.
don't think they're as friendly as in the Midwest, but...
That's fair. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, what got you into playing music?
I'm a very fidgety person. I like to, noodle, always tap it around. Very, not really like ADHD, but I guess fidgety is the right word. That's the first one I said, but...
Okay.
Picking up and starting to play an instrument like that just kind of worked for me in a way that a lot of things haven't.
How'd you end up with a guitar in your hands in the first place?
I started playing ukulele.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I bought a cheap one, started noodling around right when I was kind of dropping out of college. So I was in my second semester, my second attempt, basically. I was just hating that, and then I started playing ukulele, and I was like, I like this a lot better. So.
So you didn't actually learn how to play music as a kid. You sort of self-taught in the middle of college?
With the instruments, yeah. But I've always been a singer. I've always loved to sing. Can't get enough of it. I like to tell people if I don't sing all the time, I'll literally explode because that's how it feels. I just feel compelled to do so. So I had to find a vessel, an instrument to carry that with me without having to just sing. I have to have a backup, I guess. So.
Yeah. By the way, we are joined today by Scooter in the studio. You can't really see his whole body, but his little head is popping into the frame right now.
Mackenzie.
It was a special request to leave him here today because he's just such a star, and he likes to sing along sometimes.
Yeah, I think Scooter is going to sing. It should be nice.
Yes. In fact, that is what we call the Scooter test, is if you can get him to sing when you are performing. So
The scooter test.
I think you've already passed it, but I'm not going to give away too much more for now. So you started on the ukulele. What transitioned you towards moving to the guitar?
I think I had both, actually. I think I bought both instruments at first, pretty cheap. And the guitar was difficult. Pushing down the strings made out of metal, they hurt. Ukulele was a lot easier to pick up and get strumming. I mean, it only takes 1 or 2 fingers to play half the chords on that thing, and
True.
it doesn't totally wreck your fingers the way the guitar does. So
It's true.
I think once I played ukulele long enough to build up the calluses that I needed, then I transferred over to the guitar.
That's fantastic. Honestly, having started on guitar and moving to nylon string guitars, classical guitars, kind of went from like being really frustrated with it to all of a sudden being like, oh, it doesn't hurt so bad.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely familiar with that sort of nylon feeling,
Oh, yeah.
kind of like comfort under those fingers.
The reverse way, though.
I did, yes.
You struggled
did.
on the metal for a second there.
I did, but it was an electric guitar. Acoustics tend to be a little bit tougher, a little bit longer, a little bit thicker necks, stuff like that.
Different feel.
Yeah, and electric usually has some really nice low action too, so you can get away with a lot with that.
Some wows and some deals.
Yeah, one of the first songs that I ever learned how to play was Black Magic Woman by Santana.
Oh, how's it go?
Got a black magic woman. What? This interview isn't about me, and I'm not here to sing either. But that, we're just having a nice conversation here.
With a little bit of song.
Speaking of singing, did you ever seek out any like voice training or anything like that for all that time you spent with
really.
Not Exploding?
Yeah. I was in choir in middle school because I had to be.
Okay.
But other than that, I went to like one voice lesson just to humor my mother. She was like, go to a voice lesson. She paid for it, and we went. And it was an enjoyable time, but I don't know. I've always just liked to sing.
Yeah. I think that is really evident to anybody that's heard you sing before. It certainly sounds like you're enjoying it, which is usually the most important thing about singing, is making sure that you sound like you're not having a miserable time.
Yeah. For sure.
How long would you say you spent singing before you started playing an instrument? Were you like singing when you were 4 years old, like
I don't know,
as a baby?
Yeah, 4 years old, that might popped out of the womb. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my average gal.
Maybe not that far.
As long as I can remember, really.
Yeah.
I remember especially in middle school, I would walk around singing Don't Stop Believing because my voice could still hit those high notes.
That is way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before puberty hit and knocked me down an octave.
It's always a rough time, the whole puberty thing.
Oh, for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's no fun.
It's funny, when I'm a little hungover, I think that I get like a couple extra notes on my lower end. Even my speaking voice kind of gets a little lower too. Mm-hmm. So knowing what you were up to last night, I'm sure that it's going to be a little rough today, getting through some of the songs that you sing, because they get really up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a really nice voice, and in particular, you hit some of those high notes with what feels like a lot of grace.
We try.
Yeah, we all try. Some of us a little more gracefully than others. But what kind of inspires your songwriting process? Do you have like a particular set of procedures you go through? Do you start with the lyrics? Do you go into, guitar chords with like a melody? Is there any sort of like rhyme or reason to it?
It usually spurs from some raw emotion a lot of the time. Something happens. It's easy when it's like a breakup. Those emotions are so easy to put into a song for some reason.
Yeah.
I think that's why we hear so many of them. But moments of raw emotion, and then sometimes noodling around on the guitar, you find something you like, and then maybe add some words to that or something like that. But probably 50-50 on that regard. Sometimes something will just pop out of the breeze into my head because of something I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm very fidgety, so when I pick this thing up, it's a great way for me to just like get it out of my system. And sometimes when I pick it up and you get the tingle, you get this chill when you play something, and you're like, oh, now I have to remember what that was.
Yeah, it's the tingle that you have to keep on chasing, I think, to really get that all out. I think a lot of your songs tend to include sort of, you know, images of like nature and like, not necessarily images, but sometimes like metaphors and sometimes a couple of different similes, even stuff that evokes these. He likes Shad, everyone.
Scoots McKenzie, everyone.
Scooter hasn't met a singer that he doesn't like, to be honest.
Yeah, singers are usually all right.
But yeah, do you feel inspired by nature a lot? Do you think that part of that comes from having grown up here in Boulder in the midst of such incredible views all the time?
Yeah.
Is any of that sort of like stuff that you draw from? Do you go like camping a lot? Do you like to get out into the mountains and do all that kind of stuff?
Not as much as I did when I was a kid. That's one of the things that's changed around here is the access to the mountains and the traffic and stuff is way more difficult than it used to be. Way tougher. Getting anywhere, feeling like you're in nature when you're surrounded by a bunch of tourists and random people. That's been one aspect. But I grew up doing that sort of thing. Rock climbing, kayaking, basically any Colorado activity that I could have done, I did growing up. But even like skiing I did consistently for 15, 20 years. Even that in the past couple of years I haven't been able to go do just because it's super expensive, it's tourist infiltrated, it's
very busy all the time now.
Busy. So
that is impressive to me to realize that the Boulder that I've come to learn and know is some dilapidated version of the one that you grew up in, because like I appreciate it so much, and I'm sure that if I was here when you were growing up, I would have appreciated it at least as much.
Yeah.
If not way more, considering the things that I'm hearing.
Well, when you grow up and you see those mountains every single day, they do kind of lose their majesty a little bit. It's been fun going on trips for a little while, going off for a month or so, and then coming back and seeing the Flatirons again and reappreciating them. But yeah, it's still a gorgeous place. But you might be right that your perspective's different based on coming in or out or.
Totally. You know, it always happens with wherever it is that anybody grows up, that it loses a little bit of its value.
Just having a good old time.
We're here in the studio with Scooter, and as you can tell, he loves getting pet. In fact, we have to stop petting him, or he'll just
keep on.
He'll just explode. It's like you and singing with him. It's getting pet and exploding. If he doesn't get pet, he won't explode.
Ah.
Yes.
Well, we don't want you to explode, buddy.
No, we'll let him chill for a little bit. He's going off somewhere else to.
He's gonna go do a dog
to decompress.
thing.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really interesting. I also ski a little bit.
Word.
And it's even in the last 5 years has changed significantly in regards to how many people want to go out and want to be out there.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I try to stick to the weekdays at this point, but we were talking a little bit about the process around sort of being inspired by either breakups or potentially like some natural scenery. Do you find yourself thinking of any particular landscapes that you've seen, like, you know, in Colorado, obviously we don't have any beaches. I think I remember there being a lyric about an ocean, right, in one of your songs. Is that...
Sounds right. I do so much noodling around, like open mics and stuff, when I'm not taking it too seriously. I do so much random, off the top of the head kind of singing that I don't think I think of anything in particular.
Yeah.
I just like to think and sing about what I think is nice.
That's a real talent, you know. It's very difficult for some people to put together something that they feel confident in when they're singing,
Yeah.
especially on the spot. And I think that you were mentioning something about how it is that you like to record the originals and stuff when you get into a studio. I'll let you have a sip of your tea for a moment if it's not too hot.
I'm just blowing on it a little bit. I don't think it's gonna.
It
I
needs
don't
a
think
little.
it's gonna let me drink it yet.
It's
Ooh.
It looks like it is gonna allow it for now.
Oh. Yeah.
I think he approves.
Mm.
I'm a big tea aficionado, and I think you're the first guest on the Pink Sofa Hour that has finally accepted a cup of tea.
Well, it's it's a pleasure.
I'm glad. I'm glad I could provide that for you. Yeah, so when you get into the studio, it sounds like you have sort of a plan about what you want to do, or at least are pretty distinctly set on how it is that you're going to go about it. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that's the practice. Sitting down when I try and play guitar and create a song, I like to think I have to practice it and replicate it if I'm going to try and do that over and over and over again. So I like to freestyle, noodle around, but also going into a studio, I know, okay, I have to have something I can repeat. I have to have something that I can replicate. So that's where the practice comes in. You just, over time, narrow it down. You start playing it, you do this little different here, this little different there. One of your verses goes too long. One of your choruses doesn't end right. You collapse it down over and over and over until you finally have your 3-minute song that is nice and crisp and clean.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the ideas that are going around in my head, bouncing around, just finally solidifying to create a song that might actually stick around, which is cool.
That's awesome, and I think that that's definitely very representative of sort of like honing a musical intuition about what you want to sound like, having a sort of idea behind what artistic identity you're trying to present to an audience.
Yeah.
And I think that what you've got right now is very consistent, and I quite enjoy it, I would say.
Well, that's good to hear. I don't always feel that way.
Well, it is part of the process, you
Yeah.
know? In order for you to find what it is that you really like about what you're doing, it's necessary to go through some of those things that you don't like first.
For sure. And we're all perfectionists, too.
That's true. It's very true.
So it's, yeah.
So, I believe that you were going to do a couple of songs for us.
Yeah.
Would you like to start with one of them? Maybe you'd like to chat about it for a minute before
Sure.
you jump into it?
I have to decide which one to play.
Awesome. Take your time.
Okay. I think I'll just play Starlight. Although,
Love that one.
maybe I should do something that's a little less, as you mentioned, the drinking has brought my voice a little bit,
Oh yeah, that's what that tea is there for. It's definitely a subject matter that we'll touch on at some point. What we got up to last night.
just some drinking.
Just some drinking.
Alright, I'll play Starlight. And this one is in the stage of getting smaller and smaller. So every time I play it, something's a little different.
Yeah.
Still
And-
dialing it in, but
And this one's on one of your releases on Bandcamp, right?
this is not anywhere. This is my
Ooh.
newer song that I've been working on that I've been doing open mics, but
A freshie.
yeah. So this will be the first time recording it. You're beautiful, it's not just your face. There's something flowing around you in this place. It looks like starlight. Oh my, I get lost in your eyes. So pretty like the sun setting in the sky. That leads to starlight.
You're beautiful, it's not just your face.
There's something flowing around you like we see from space. It looks like starlight.
Oh me, oh my, I get lost in your smile. So beautiful, so stay with me a while. We can gaze at starlight. And how it glows, and how it glows. And when I sing that note, it reminds me of Allison, of the sun.
Thank you, Scooter.
Allison, of the sun. You're beautiful, it's not just your face. Dark souls, that's your mark of grace. It looks like starlight. Oh me, oh my, lost in your smile. If you'll have me, I'll stay with you for a while. We can gaze at starlight. And how it glows, and how it glows. And when I sing that note, it reminds me of Scooter. Oh, Allison. Oh man. All right. Nothing that I could have said, nothing that I could have done. You walked away into the starlight. Something that you said to me, nothing that I could let be. I fell for you, I fell for you under the starlight. And how it glows, oh, and how it glows. And when I sing that note, it reminds me of Allison, of the sun. Allison, just like us, of the sun.
Wow.
Good singing, buddy.
Well,
It's not every day you get a company.
I had a feeling you would pass a Scooter test, but I would say the Scooter test has been passed with flying colors.
Yes.
He's a big fan, and I think
Hi, Chris.
we've got some big fans in the audience. Yeah, he's quite a potent backup singer. You know, he'll be sending you an invoice for all that later.
Sang with the Bee Gees.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I love this question in the audience right now of, are we not doing Maha Slams?
Yeah, that was like minute 5 of the stream. And if I had Maha, I'd be slamming it, believe me.
Yep. We actually just, Michelle Daylon, some call her.
Bertha!
We were just over at the Avery Brewery for a tour, and she was kind of half leading the tour as well.
Oh yeah.
So she was pretty stoked on that. And I hear that you also used to work at Avery Brewing. In fact, I think you're wearing an Avery Brewing shirt right now.
Wearing an Avery shirt. Kitchen. Represent.
Well, your hair's kind of in the way, but we'll take your word for it.
There we go.
There we go. Switch the cam over. I think that's definitely on cam, 100% there.
Yeah.
How was your experience of working at Avery? How long were you over there?
The best of times and the worst of times. It was good. Beer's good. They let you drink it all the time while you were working, so that was nice.
Yep. They are big fans of their beer too.
Yeah.
We got a nice taster of a whole bunch of really cool stuff while we were over there.
Hell yeah. It's good they still treat people good.
It seems like it. Everybody there feels like they're pretty happy with what they're doing overall.
Yeah.
A little even on the passionate side, one could say.
Whoa, a little too passionate now.
So that was a really nice song. It was called Starlight, but it also sounds like it's about Allison.
Allison is just a friend.
Ah.
Yeah. I sang with her at a wedding this last summer. She's just an awesome person, a great singer. And when I was writing the song, and that chorus was coming around, and I would sing that high note in the middle of it, I could hear her voice, because she sang that note at some point when we were singing together. So literally, it's just because I can hear that note from her voice still somewhere in my brain. It's just knocking around. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. She's married to a biker guy, so I'd probably get my ass kicked.
Like a cyclist or like a biker?
Well, not like a Harley Davidson biker, but like a cool, buff, rides a hipster motorcycle kind of biker.
Oh, so. Wow. You gotta watch out for this.
I'm watching out. No, just, yeah.
That's awesome, man. So you sing at weddings too? You do like a
sort of like a... one.
Ah, okay. Was it like a friend of yours' wedding or?
Yeah, I sang at my brother's wedding too. That was kind of fun actually. I wrote them a song and I sang for them.
Oh, that's so nice.
They want me to record it. I can't remember what it is though, but but actually, it was friends I met at an open mic in Longmont at Outworld Brewing, and that's where I used to work. I used to host an open mic out there. Oh. And I met my friend Mickey, who plays ukulele.
Oh, we gotta get the Scooter Bone off the floor. He's showing up pretty good on that recording. Let's go ahead and pull that out. Come here, Scoot. Sorry, buddy. You'll get this back soon. The fun things about having a dog in the studio that are sometimes a little unpredictable. I've learned that I have to take the water off of the floor or he will just gulp it down real loud like.
Yeah, we're a little quieter in that regard.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Yeah, he's a dog. A real dog. Not that there's any fake dogs out there, but who knows? Maybe.
There's fake birds, though. That's what they keep telling me.
Oh, right. Government surveillance. Right. Birds aren't real.
Yep, nope.
Birdsarentreal.com.
Apparently there's like a giant balloon floating around in the U.S. somewhere.
Yeah. People are like taking pot shots at it. It's quite interesting times that we live in.
Oh, yep. Here we are.
Yeah. Here we are. So, musical influences. What do you like to listen to? What is your...
Oh, it's a great question.
Spotify Wrapped of 2022.
Well,
what did that look
Spotify
like?
is 21 Pilots.
Okay.
But I don't think any of my style comes from that because they're very much more electronic in a lot of their recording. And he's a piano player, which is really what is something I haven't really dove into. So Spotify is not the most accurate, but I love Elliott Smith, Jack Johnson. I love Bob Marley. I love his easygoing, sing about nice things kind of vibe.
I could definitely hear a little Jack Johnson-y style in there. Yeah.
It's happy-go-lucky, smoke some weed, and sing some songs.
There you go.
Yeah. And then Elliott Smith, a lot of the bass noting and strumming that I do.
Yeah.
Is kind of inspired by Elliott Smith. That's kind of the way he played his guitar, but way different and very sad. But I like that a lot.
It fills out the songs really nicely with all the little lines that happen in between.
A little doodly ba ba here and there.
Yep. I'm sure that also satisfies your noodly brain. Am I allowed to call it that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the
our brains are
fidgety noodly
kind
thing.
of noodles all noodling
True.
around.
True. They're kind of just these little wrapped up things.
Wrapped up noodle brains.
All wrapped up in themselves.
Hey, got that noodle brain.
How about you, Scooter? You got noodle brain?
You got noodle brain.
Cool. Well, we were talking a little bit about open mics.
Yeah.
You used to run an open mic, and I think I met you through the fact that I run an open mic over at Sanita's, and I think you're pretty much a regular there at this point. You come almost every single time.
Yeah, I've been getting Thursdays off of work.
Yeah.
It's literally, if I don't have work, then I'll go do something like that, hopefully. Been trying to fill most all my time away from work with music, meeting other people, playing with other musicians. It's been really excellent, actually, just to not get super stagnant this winter, to keep on plucking, keep on singing.
Totally. Winter can be a very insulated time.
Yeah, I still want to lay in bed and not get out of it the entire day, but
it's thankfully been a little bit warmer over the last couple of days here.
That is the nice thing about Boulder.
Yeah.
Colorado in general. It's just, yeah. You have those cold days, but then yesterday it was like 50 degrees and I could walk around in a t-shirt.
So nice.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah, still snow on the ground, but...
Yeah. I think open mics are a really interesting component of the community. I feel like I talk about this a lot, and it's part of the reason why I like to run an open mic.
Yeah.
Is that having sort of an audience of any sort at any level, whether it be like at a big concert or an intimate little open mic with 3 musicians and like 12 people in the bar, it is part of what makes music way more interesting and a communal sort of experience, which kind of empowers it. Even if it's just one person that you're affecting with your song, it changes how it is that you feel it and how it is that you think about it.
Yeah. It's great practice. Great practice.
Tremendous practice, yeah. And a lot of times you might end up seeing some of those songs show up in the future in bands and in releases, any kind of things like that.
Yeah. All of a sudden you're like, I was there!
Right. And that's kind of how I feel almost about Starlight, since it's actually not out. And I've heard that song before. You've played it at open mics, I think, a couple times, and it's...
That's where I've been practicing, working on it. And well, and going to open mic and having the vibrations and having the crowd hit you back. Sorry, Pink Sofa.
It's all right.
Having the crowd hit you back with their energy to feel, is this working for us? Is this not? Is this part of the song not tuned right? Can I get a little more energy here? Can I get a little more response here?
Yeah.
Hugely different than just sitting in your room playing to your dog, even though your dog sings very well.
He is pretty interactive. It's true.
When I play guitar with my pets, they just pass right out.
That's
they
amazing.
they lose their anxiety because they know I'm going to sit there, and if they hear the guitar, they know I'm not going anywhere, so they'll just take a nap.
Scooter gets riled up when he hears me starting to play the guitar because he knows he might have an opportunity to do some backup singing.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Scooter, you're different than my pups.
He's just built different.
Built different. Special boy.
So you obviously like to go to concerts and stuff. Have you been to any concerts recently that you are really impressed by? Any artists that you've discovered recently that you've been really happy that you found?
Well, I saw Jack Johnson recently.
Oh, nice.
That was the last concert I went to. That was really fun. He rocked out.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. Wow. Music's great, man.
Music is so good, man. You know, the audience will have to excuse us today. We are so hungover. Maybe we should just talk about that for a second.
All right.
What happens?
People just kept buying us drinks.
Yeah.
In different places, mind you.
It was a buddy's birthday, something like that, right?
Yeah, John.
John.
Buddy John.
If you're in the chat, let's get some yeehaws for John.
Well, if Foster's still around, he was the one that did the drink buy-in, which thank you for buying us drinks. But yeah, I don't think I paid for a drink the whole night, and all of a sudden you're hammered, and it's like, okay. All of a sudden it's 4 in the morning. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a very similar experience, but the band that I play in, Thunder Boogie, was playing at Sanitas, which is a brewery, so obviously we had a tab. And I mean, it didn't stop there.
Yeah.
We all went to the Dark Horse afterwards and just got silly.
Spirp.
Just silly little experiences like that. Just mean so much, though.
We've all done that.
Yeah.
Oh, little hair of the dog, little hair of Scooter.
It's Scooter's pretty tasty. Have you so I noticed that there's a very strong singer-songwriter sort of style and mentality and like identity behind what you do. But have you ever played as part of a band or in other sort of collaborations or projects or anything like that?
Mostly just with one other person. Old roommate Daniel, incredible friend. We would jam. He plays bass and piano and stuff. So I jammed with him for a bunch of years and never formed a band. And then now I've been doing these open mics in Lafayette. I've been meeting a lot of guitar players and been jamming with them. This guy, Johnny G in the Galaxy.
Ooh.
He plays an acoustic guitar, but he plays lead and he just shreds. So I'm trying to jam with him. And then, Charlie from Sneedus' open mic too.
Oh, he's amazing.
Shreds.
We love Charlie.
Yeah. So it's been nice this winter, like I said, not to get stagnant, to go out, meet some people, play some guitar, and expand your horizons a little bit. Learn a couple new chords, learn a little lick that someone else has to offer.
Yeah, and it's been really impressive seeing the turnout for the open mics during the winter in general because they don't tend to be as well attended, but this season seems to feel really lively for some reason.
Packed.
Packed could be a word for it.
Packed.
It's true.
Same with Canamai that I go to. It's just like the list is full every single night.
You'll have to see it.
Yeah.
You'll have to see it. So Johnny G in the Galaxy.
Yeah,
does the
stage name's awesome.
Does the G in Johnny G stand for Galaxy?
I think
Johnny
that's
Galaxy
his last
in the
name.
Galaxies?
I don't know actually for sure. I think it's his last name.
That's cool.
But yeah,
Is his last name Galaxy though? That's the people want to know.
Would be cool. Jonathan Galaxy. You should probably just change it right now.
Yeah, I mean we could probably just make that happen. We'll call some people
come
up.
on. Change your name.
I'm gonna start billing him that way. I like to ask this question to a lot of people, and it's kind of a fun one. If you had an artist that was like your dream artist to open up for, who would that be?
To open for? It's a tough question.
Well, I like to ask the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah. It's a question of style too, because like, like I said, I really like 21 Pilots. I've been to a couple of their concerts. They're fantastic. They're great showmen. But the style that I play is very different than what they do. So I gotta think what's gonna be a little more.
Yeah.
So then I don't know.
Maybe Elliott Smith or.
Elliott Smith has passed on.
Oh right.
Yeah, which is a bummer.
Whoops.
Yeah, no, he's one of those dead ones. But he was. I wish he was still around.
If the question was expanded to any musician, living or dead.
Then Elliott Smith, 100%.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know about Nick Drake by any chance?
Ooh, I like Nick Drake.
It's
got a similar vibe. He's got a lot more instruments than Elliott plays. But
he also has a lot of like very sort of asymmetrical kind of songs that break a lot of conventions.
Yeah.
A lot of very dissonant stuff.
Oh yeah, a little weird too.
A little weird.
Which I can appreciate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of cool finger picking patterns. He's one of my favorites. And of course, his album Pink Moon is hello. So on brand.
Pink, 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 pink.
Yeah, but also dead, unfortunately. As things tend to go with musicians.
Shit.
Yeah. It's alright. It's alright.
That's life ends with death. That's a fact.
So, I like to ask that question in particular because some people feel a little, I would say, not uncomfortable, but indecisive sometimes about putting themselves in a genre. And
Yeah.
saying who it is that you would want to open up for can kind of invite the idea that, like, well, if you're similar enough to this person who classifies himself in this box,
Yeah.
then perhaps you're also kind of in a similar box, but it's not necessarily so rigid of a box when you just kind of have that association.
Yeah.
In that sense, is there any genre that you could consider yourself a part of?
Folk.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that on the way here. Not about myself, but just about the genre of folk. And I think it's like, I like to think common folk, you know? What's the music? You can go around and anybody can play.
Yeah.
We don't need royalty. We don't need poverty. We don't have any of that. We're just common folk playing instruments. That's what I'm hoping to achieve. Just walking around, being able to have some simple chords. People that know them can jump in and play. Especially with the van I work on, trying to create a stage and trying to create like a space for people to play. It'd be nice to have some nice, easy stuff that people can jump into. We can all have a great jam sesh.
Yeah. Music being a collaborative thing is a really powerful thing. And I'm glad that you mentioned the van, because I was actually about to get into that subject.
Oh, great.
I was going to leave it till after you played another song.
Segue!
So should we hop into that, or should we do
let's
one
do
more
another
song? Let's do another song.
Mm-mm.
You'll love to see it.
Yahoo! Alright, we're gonna do Liquid Heart. It's a song that I wrote to remind myself when you go through something hard, you go through a breakup, you lose somebody, there's more love out there for ya. It'll find you, you will find them, you will enjoy yourself again. So don't fear. Darling, I love you so, don't wanna let you go. I wanna see you in the morning. You've gone and moved out east, for now on tips we feast until I see you again. I've got a lonely soul, I need to let love flow. Don't wanna be alone in the morning. Your eyes across the room, I smile right on through. Maybe I'll see you in the morning. Open up your heart and let love in. It's not a sin, oh na, to take off all your clothes. Tell her she's beautiful and share your skin. Oh no, oh no, oh yeah. I've got a liquid heart that you can't tear apart. I toss and turn every morning. Oh shit, I sang the wrong word. Yeah, no, hey. Open up your heart and let love in. It's not a sin, oh na, to take off all your clothes. Tell her she's beautiful and share your skin. Oh no, oh, yeah, oh no, yeah. Scooter, my man.
I've gotta drive out east and see your face at least. I toss and turn every morning. Your eyes across the room and I smile right on through. Maybe I'll see you in the morning. Baby, I've known solace from being in your arms. I've gotta drive and look into your eyes just one more time. Or maybe I'll find solace somewhere elsewhere.
All right. That was nice.
Thanks. Wasn't the most flawless run through, that's for sure.
Well, considering what we're going through right now in regards to the events of the previous
Are you
evening,
talking about mush brain?
I'd say you did just fine. I'm barely holding it together over here. If you asked me to sing a song, I'd be in pain, in a lot of pain.
Yeah. That's what the alcohol helps with.
Yeah.
Can't feel no nothing now.
That's a little better for sure. Tea, alcohol, and water. You got the trifecta.
I'm gonna have to pee.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a fact.
that can happen. It can happen now, or it can happen in 15 minutes.
Woo!
What do you think?
We can wait 15.
Okay, it's actually 13, so not too bad.
That'll be our hour.
Yep, we're rolling right along. It's been a really fun time so far.
Yeah, thanks again for having me.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure, and we're not done yet. So let's talk a little bit more. Do you have any other songs that you want to play for us? Is it one or two?
I don't know. We got 13 minutes. Do we want to talk anymore? Or do we want to
We could do a couple more questions, but
Okay.
if you'd like, you can also tell us a little bit about some of these songs. You know, where they came from, what their releases are on.
Yeah. Most of these songs I've gone into a studio in Boulder called Far and Away for any recording I've done. Jeff over there is an awesome guy. And Alex as well is one of their sound engineers. He's a good dude. And they've helped me do some spontaneous kind of live recording stuff, kind of like what we're doing here. And that's all on Bandcamp. Is where you find that.
Shad Bohnen, everyone.
Shad Bohnen at Bandcamp. Okay, we're gonna do a quick one from the streets of Portland. Some of these songs and some of my experience has been traveling around in an old orange hippie bus, trying to discover myself, discover what I was meant to do in the world, and starting to write some songs. So this is a song about Portland, sitting on the street corner busking and what I experienced there. It's not a very long song, but... It's called Insanity Street. What's in Storm Corner of Insanity Street? I feel the chaos and madness creeping around me. I see that didgeridoo, and it came along with you. Sweet darling, with no other care but blowing on hollowed out tubes. I feel the chaos and madness creeping around me. These things I don't try to deny, the subtle insanity, oh yeah.
I seen that slick skater boy slide into the street. I seen that Mercedes Benz, it sweeps him off his feet. I feel chaos and madness creeping around me. These things I don't try to deny, the subtle insanity. Woo! Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Let's get some yeehaws in the dang chat.
Pause in the chat, please.
Let's go. That was awesome. You said you wrote that one in Portland.
Yeah, sitting on a street corner, hanging
Very
out
cool.
with this awesome hippie, traveling around in her van, and she had like 9 didgeridoos.
Whoa.
She talked about the people that built these didgeridoos like they were gods. She was like, "Oh, do you know Hubbub Jubilee, who does the didgeridoos in Kentucky?" And I was like, "No."
That might be a cooler name than Johnny Galaxy. Hubbub Jubilee.
Hubbub.
Hubbub Jubaloob.
And her thing when we were there was she liked to go find like weird concrete corners or places that would make the sound of the didgeridoo distort and sound strange.
Ooh, yeah.
And we were wandering around in a parking garage in Portland, and both carrying didgeridoos, filming ourselves.
As you do in parking garages.
Yeah,
as well, of course.
yeah. And a security guard came up and he was like, "Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa!" Like, no, thinking we were carrying around like big sticks trying to bash stuff. We were like, "No, look." Made the didgeridoo sounds out of the didgeridoo, and he was like, "Get out of here!" Oh, man.
Like that's even more dangerous.
No, we will not have any of that sound in this.
You're gonna give somebody an epiphany. You can't have that.
Somebody's gonna see something. Something they're not allowed to.
That's funny, man. Oh,
Yeah.
man. So, how long do you feel like you started writing music like right when you learned how to play the ukulele right away?
Pretty much, yeah.
You just went right into performances. It was just something that you were already into doing.
Well, the performance took like a year, but that was kind of busking, going out in the van, playing on the streets, seeing how people react to you. I did a trip to Austin. I did a trip to Portland, in that shitty orange Volkswagen bus, and learned a lot, played a lot, and carry that experience with me to the point where I have the new van, trying to cultivate the ideas I had along the way and all the awesome, great musicians I met along the way who don't necessarily have a place to go.
Yeah.
That's kind of what the van I'm trying to cultivate, and I'm going to call it Shad's Stage.
Right, which is also the Instagram handle that you started up.
That is all becoming new right now.
It's a cool project to be undertaken for sure.
Yeah, and
you've already kind of kitted this van out a little bit.
Little bit. We're still working on it.
Yeah.
I need to make it more livable. I'd like to be able to crash in it, to sleep in it, to live out of it, as well as have the potential to play music out of it. So.
Yeah, I saw that there was a couple of sort of sound system elements taking shape the last time I saw it.
Yeah.
It's a really cool van too. I mean the whole like wood vibe on the inside.
Yeah.
Is nice.
It's kind of nice.
Seems pretty comfy, and I think you've got solar panels on it. Is that correct?
Yeah. So ideally, I'll be able to run sound through the solar system, solar power system.
You're powering the music with the sun.
Yeah. Wow. So when I've sat and played by myself with just the power I need, and the sun's out, the amount of energy that I'm using in song is exactly pushed through.
Wow.
By the sun. It's a cool feeling. And to be able to just go around anywhere you want and be able to pop open the doors, say, "Hey, come on up and play a song," and yeah, with just the power of the sun.
That's a very unique little.
So that's the idea.
Little project you got going.
Definitely a project. Definitely an experience too. I mean, trying to go out there and trying to see the world in a different lens, trying to create a moment of creativity for people, to create a space to branch out a little bit, to say something if they want.
Yeah, that's really special. You know, I really appreciate that you're doing that. It's almost like taking open mic with you wherever you go.
Yeah, here you are. If you got something to say, hop on up, and I got some speakers.
That's cool as heck.
Yeah.
I would like to acknowledge the audience and say, hey, thanks for tuning in. Hi. Good to see you.
Yes.
Got some yeehaws in the chat, but also in these
Yeehaw!
last 5 minutes, you can ask questions to Shad. We will be monitoring the chat. We see it right over there, off camera, but very palpably present. So if you have any fun things you'd like to ask or make us take a shot of Maharaja or something like that.
I sure wish I had some Maha.
Oh, it's good stuff. I like the unfiltered Maha. That stuff is potent.
Yeah, definitely plenty of fucked up nights on that.
Do you have any fun shout outs or any sort of...
Shout outs?
This is the last 5 minutes is like a victory lap, you know? We don't have to get too serious. We could talk about your hobbies and other kinds of stuff if you'd like.
Shout out to my dog and cat back home. Oh,
There you go.
Doing all right.
They're probably woofing and meowing along.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Yeah.
They're tuned in.
Yeah.
My dad's got the stream up. They're all watching.
Exactly.
I kind of don't think that's the real reality
Falling
here,
asleep
but
at the same time. Did you? It seems like you almost want to play us out. Would you? Would you want to hit another song in these last 4 minutes? That's my
Sure.
mom.
hi.
Hi, Mom. All right, sounds like Shad's gonna play us out. We're gonna let
Yeah,
this
why
one
not?
ride. Thanks for tuning in to the Pink Sofa Hour. Next week we'll have you keep it going.
Oh!
I want to say thanks to my guest this week, Shad. He's been a pleasure to have on.
Thank you.
Fantastic stuff. Go follow him on Bandcamp and all the other places that you can find music. Next week we'll be having on Sturts and
Skirts.
Shad. It's all you now.
All right.
No, I've never seen damn near anything as beautiful as your soul. No, I've never seen damn near anything as beautiful as your soul. As your soul. No, I'd never be damn near anything had I not known your love. No, I'd never be damn near anything had I not known your love. Oh, your love.
Choking on my own hair. Oh, man. If anyone's still tuned in, have a good night. And we'll see you again.
In the love in my heart, it's tearing me apart, 'cause I can't find you in this moment too. But I know deep down, once I find myself, then I'll find you too. It'll be all